Hey everybody, really quick before the start of this video, I want to talk about bookstagrammers.com, a new platform that is actually sponsoring this video. So bookstagrammers.com is a platform that is made for collaborations between brands and the book community. So that can be either book talk, bookstagram, booktube, whatever. If it is on social media and if it is book related, you are eligible. You can sign up and make a profile, and there is no minimum amount of subscribers or likes or whatever. Everybody can sign up, and from there you can be selected for campaigns or other collaborations with brands and things that are bookish related. It is worldwide, again, no minimum amount of followers. Everybody can sign up if they want to, and I really love this idea. Of course, I signed up immediately, and then once you're signed up, you can keep an eye out for new campaigns. You can tell them you're interested and maybe you will be selected for the newest campaign. So yeah, I can highly recommend you go there and take a look on the website. I will leave a link to it down below in the description box. And I do really love that this possibility is now there for the book community to make content that is also, you know, can make you a little bit of money, because who doesn't love that? We all work really hard on our bookish content, and if it can be a win-win situation where you can work with a brand and maybe make some money of it, and yeah, that is just perfect in my opinion. So again, take a look at the website, see if it's interesting to you and sign up if it is. And yeah, now it's time to get started with this video. So yeah, I really hope you will enjoy this reading vlog. Hey everybody, and welcome to the start of a new weekly reading vlog. Finally. It has been such a long time since I've done a weekly reading vlog. I just wasn't really feeling it anymore. Also, I was quite busy with, of course, moving, because as you can see, I am in my new apartment. I've been living here for almost 2 months now. I have done some moving vlogs. If you want to watch them, I will leave a link down below to them in the description box. If you want to see more of like my house, my apartment, what it looks like right now. I will do another moving vlog at some point. Not right now, because I'm still waiting for some items that have to arrive. Overall, I would say that like a lot of the important stuff is done now. So, you know, I can live here. I have a couch, which was one of the things that I was waiting on, and I got that before Christmas. So it's looking pretty good. And of course, I have my bookshelves, which I'm very pleased with. And just overall, it has been great living here. I really love my own place, and it makes me so happy. But yeah, now that the most hectic part of moving is over and the holidays are over, I felt like it was time to start with these reading vlogs again, because I do enjoy doing reading vlogs overall. I just wasn't like feeling it for a while, but now I felt like giving it another chance. I really do hope you will enjoy it, so let's just figure it out, and maybe yeah, I will do them more often again. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises at this point, because honestly, I just don't know. Like, I still need to figure out my routine in this new house, in this sort of new life, I guess. Not that my life has changed like that much apart from moving, but it just feels different. And I'm very much someone who is very attached to like their routines and just their like the things that I'm used to. So this is quite a big change for me. So I'm still, like, as I mentioned before, figuring a lot of things out. So I'm just going to see what I'm going to do with these reading vlogs. But hopefully I can keep them up, and hopefully they will be fun for you to watch. What I do like is that I now have like an entire apartment to film in and not just my room. Of course, at home with my parents, I could film in the living room, or, you know, it isn't like it wasn't allowed or anything, but if there are other people around, you're not going to film in the living room or in the kitchen or whatever. And now I can do that, so that feels nice. Let's just see if maybe that can be sort of interesting to have some more angles, some more filming spots to give you reading updates. Because of the current situation with the pandemic, most of the filming will be in this house, because there's really not much, like not a lot of places I can go to, which is sadly the truth for most of us. So yeah, we're just going to make the most of it. I am still following online classes for my master's degree, which is also something I'm very busy with this week. I have so many deadlines for papers, and it's so annoying because they always come at the same time. I feel like I'm always busy with something school related. It is a bit annoying at times, but yeah, it needs to happen. So that's pretty much of like my situation right now. Not that it's like anything drastic or something, but yeah, just doing another reading vlog. Let's see how it's going to go. Hopefully it will be fun. But yeah, maybe I should also give you an update on what I'm actually reading. It feels so weird because I haven't been doing reading updates that much. Like, also not in the last months of 2020. I just didn't do any reading updates on Goodreads. I haven't done wrap-ups for 3 months. I'm not going to do those, like the final wrap-ups of 2020, because honestly, most of them were rereads. And honestly, it was also nice to be reading and not feel like you have to update everybody about what you're reading constantly, especially with rereads, because like I love those books. That's why I'm rereading them. I don't have any special thoughts on them anymore, but yeah. For the books that I'm reading now, it's time to update you again. So the physical book that I'm currently reading, I've just started. I've only read like 25 pages of it, but that is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is a fantasy book and the first book in the Farseer trilogy, and it's about a boy named Fitz who is the bastard son of a prince, and he is trained to be an assassin. And so far I've only read the first 25 pages, but it looks really promising. As I mentioned in my 2021 TBR video, I really do want to read more fantasy this year because I haven't been doing it that much in 2020, and this one was on top of my list, so I decided to just pick it up because the reviews for this book and this entire series are just so positive, and Robin Hobb as an author is very much loved. So yeah, I have started it. I haven't read much of it yet. Hopefully I can read some more of it this week, but as I mentioned before, I'm also really busy with school, so I'm not sure how that is going to go, but again, we'll see. It does look promising, and yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm very much in the mood for some fantasy, especially because now it's winter, even though it doesn't really look like winter. It's a bit colder right now, but actual winter hasn't been around for years in the Netherlands. Like, it never snows here anymore. Anyway, I am rattling. I should probably just tell you the audiobook that I'm currently listening to. And yeah, for my audiobook, I'm still doing rereads, lots of rereads, because I've started a reread of An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. And I want to reread the entire series because the fourth book and the final book in the series is now out. But it has been quite a while since I read the last book, not the last book, the third book, so the last one that was published before it. It has been a while since I read that, and it has been a while since I've read the first two books, so I really need my memory to freshen up a bit. An Ember in the Ashes, the first book, has always been my favorite, and I'm listening to the audiobook and I'm really enjoying it. It's actually already my second time listening to the audiobook, because when the third book was published, I reread the first and second book as well. So this one I think I know pretty well by now. But still, it is nice to reread these books and just delve back into the story. A story that I haven't been like into for a very long time. I think it's been 2 years or something. But now the fourth book is there. I still need to buy it because I don't have a copy yet, but I'm sure that will be no problem. But first I will finish my audiobook reread of the first 3 books. So let's do that first. I've listened to a lot of it because that is one of the like pros of living in my own home. I have to clean everything, like not just my room but the entire apartment. That's not really the pro because I'm not that big of a fan of cleaning, but the pro is that I can do it whilst listening to audiobooks. So it gives me even more opportunities to listen to audiobooks. So I've only have like 2 hours left of this one, so I'm pretty sure I will finish this one this week, and then I will continue with the second book in the series. So that is, I guess, pretty straightforward. Rereading the entire Ember in the Ashes series up until the new book, and I'm very curious to see how everything is going to end. It is such an epic story. I really love it. Oh, I'm not even giving you a premise. Should I do that? Probably. It is a Roman inspired fantasy world where there's a slave girl named Leia and a certain, yeah, what do you call it, soldier named Elias. He's a soldier called a Mask, who are the most elite soldiers, but he doesn't want to be a Mask. He never had a choice. So they're both prisoners in different ways, and then their paths cross and lots more things happen. But I love that it's Roman inspired and there's magic and dangerous things happening, and it's just wow, very intense. Like, I read the first book, I read An Ember in the Ashes for the first time I think 6 years ago or something. Really enjoyed it back then, still enjoying it right now. So yeah, it's a good reread and very much enjoying it. I will probably finish it this week. For now I have to get back to some of my schoolwork. I have lots and lots of reading to do for papers, and it's just a never-ending circle. Like, as I mentioned before, I feel like there's always another paper that needs to be written. But let's just do that, and yeah, hopefully things will go good this week. It will be a productive week. Let's just make that happen, hopefully. We'll see. Hello, so my coffee table got delivered, so I'm very happy with that. But of course, like, it's not in its actual form yet. I still have to put it together, and I really hope that won't be too difficult. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, or at least I'm going to see if it's too difficult, because I actually don't have that much time today. Because again, I have so many things I have to do for school. But at least I'm going to get it out of its package and see like if I can do something with it, because it would be really nice to have a fixed coffee table. It has like another box over here. It is heavy, so yeah, that will be something, I think. But it's the last piece of furniture that I need, and yeah, I have missed having a coffee table because I just need space for everything to put things, and now I'm just throwing everything on my couch. But let's see how difficult that's going to be. I hope not too difficult. Nope, I very quickly learned that I cannot put it together because you need a drill, a screwdriver and a hammer. I have none of those things because I always borrowed those from my parents, and it's back home now with my parents, so like I don't have it. So I should wait until my mother comes here again for a visit or whatever to put it together, because also some of the bits are like really big and heavy. I'm never going to get those together by myself. So I'll have to wait like a couple more weeks until that is together. But you know, I have the time. It's not like it is in a rush or anything. I can manage without a coffee table for a little while longer. So yeah, I'll just have to. But yeah, now it's time to get back to some school things. I always call it school things because that's just like, I guess, the best way to describe it. I don't know. It's mostly a lot of reading now, but also there are so many papers that I need to write, and I'm like behind on literally everything. I feel zero motivation when it comes to school right now. I guess I sort of have to get back into like a certain routine, life, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those weeks. I'm not feeling like the best mentally, but yeah, it's hard to describe in a video because I never want to make it too like down or anything. But this week is just, it's not been my best week. There's so many things that need to happen, and it's just I guess I just feel a bit mentally tired, if that makes sense. It's, I don't know, weird, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. I'm sure I can deal with it. Like, these things happen every once in a while. But now I have to get back to school and study, so I will do that. And oh, by the way, when it comes to reading, maybe also interesting, I have almost finished In Ember in the Ashes, the audiobook, because I am still listening to it like whenever I'm cleaning or whatever, or do my makeup, do my morning routine. I'm listening to it all the time. Really enjoy it. I love this book series so much. It's so nice to be reliving it again, and I'm already so excited for the final book to read that one in a couple of weeks. I do want to take my time with this reread, and also like take my time with reading the final book, which I will read in physical book because I don't want to read a book for the first time through audiobook usually when it comes to like some of my favorite series. So I will just finish my reread of the first 3 books and then read the final book, I think in February. I don't think it's going to be in January because that is just a very busy month. I also read a tiny bit of Assassin's Apprentice, but not much. I don't know, I didn't really feel like it last night. But even tiny bit, even if it's just 5 pages every day, it will give me some progress. I feel like the story is still in its starting phase, and for me I always need to read like around 50 pages to really get into a book. And it's still sort of that phase with Assassin's Apprentice, and maybe I can do that tonight, I don't know. I'm planning to have some relaxing time tonight, like just watch some TV, I don't know. Maybe read some books or like read a bit of Assassin's Apprentice. But as always, I will keep you updated. Hey, it is now Saturday evening. I haven't really filmed anything for like a day or so. I guess I still need to get back into the routine of daily vlogging or weekly vlogging or whatever. But yeah, as I mentioned, it is Saturday evening, and if you hear anything like a background noise, that is my washing machine because I'm doing some laundry. I've just cleaned up my kitchen. I feel like I keep mentioning that I'm cleaning up things, and it feels like I'm really clean. That's really not the case. It's mostly like I make so much mess and I try to keep it somehow reasonable, but yeah. That is definitely one of the challenges of having your own apartment, that things get messy so easily without even like, I feel like I'm not even doing anything to make it messy, but somehow it gets messy anyway. And then I'm just cleaning things to make it sort of doable, sort of representable. Also, I don't like it when it's like really dirty or messy or anything. So that's what I've been doing this evening. It's not like there are many other exciting things I can do on Saturday night right now. I mean, there are things to do, like I still have things for school to do. I've done so badly with school this week. There's so much I still need to do. It's just, but as I mentioned before, I've just not been in the best mood somehow. I don't know. My mind is a bit all over the place, but again, I guess that's just one of those things that sometimes happens. Another thing I'm not too thrilled about is that on this Monday, probably when this video goes online, or maybe, I don't know when this video goes live by the way, but this Monday the 18th, I will have my final 2 wisdom teeth removed. Really not looking forward to that, because the last time I had wisdom teeth removed, it did not go that well, at least not with the healing process. I hate the dentist. I just hate going there. I hate everything that has to do with it, but this has been coming for a long time. They really need to get out now, and I'm just so not looking forward to it. I guess maybe that's also a little bit has affected my mood. I don't know. It makes me a bit anxious. Luckily it's not as bad as the last time. The last time I was so nervous. At least now I know what to expect a little bit. I'm still not looking forward to that, so I guess January in general is just not my best month. So maybe it's best that I do it this month, because it's like there's nothing there's not much, there's nothing going on. And then I will like, they will be gone and I will feel better and fully healed when hopefully there will be a bit of a life outside of the pandemic finally. So yeah, I just have to go through with it and have to go through with like all these cool things. It's just the way it is right now, and yeah, I'm sure things will get better. On the more positive note, I did finish a book this week because I actually finished an Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. 5 stars as always. Like, this is the 3rd time that I've finished it. I always give it 5 stars. Maybe even though this time around the reread on its own was more like 4 stars, because you know, it does not have the same effect as when you read it for the first time. So it did not have the element of surprise for me anymore, which is totally understandable because it's a reread. But the book overall, I will always give 5 stars. This one is always my favorite out of the series. It's so epic and so atmospheric and like, oh, so much going on. I always really enjoy it. So yeah, it's definitely very good that I'm rereading all these books, because with the first one, I definitely did remember most of it. But now I've started with the 2nd book in this series, which is A Torch Against the Night. And there are already some very big events in this book that I've listened to that I'm like, I completely forgot that it happened. Like major events, like things that I should have remembered, and I'm completely like flabbergasted by it, which is sort of nice because now I am experiencing it for the first time somehow again. Yeah, and actually I'm already halfway through this one because, as I mentioned before, I keep listening to audiobooks whilst doing chores, whilst doing things. It's very, very easy to read a lot of an audiobook in a very short amount of time, especially when it's a reread and I already know what's going on and I can sort of listen to it with only like half of my mind, and not, I can still do other things whilst listening to that. And The Torch Against the Night is also epic. It's just like, the first book will always be my favorite. That's definitely the case. But again, very good that I'm rereading it, because otherwise the 4th book would not have made sense at all to me. And yeah, also with the 3rd book, I barely remember anything from it now that I'm thinking about it. Because the 3rd book I've only read once. Yeah, once I think. Yeah, not very. Coincidentally, the 3rd book I read when I had my other wisdom teeth removed, so that must be about 2 or 3 years ago now. I remember that was like the book that I read on the day that I was sort of like recovering, when it just happened. Oh, funny things, how things come full circle again. So, well, I probably won't be reading the 4th book whilst recovering from this one, because I still need to finish the 2nd one and reread the 3rd one. But, you know, still, apparently this is now my, I guess, wisdom tooth removal book series, which is a very strange thing to have. But somehow I ended up in this place. Okay. Yeah, then I'm also still reading just Assassin's Apprentice. I've actually got into it a little bit more. Not that I've read much of it, still not really, but I'm now at page 61. And what I said previously is definitely true. Once I hit a certain page mark, like around 40 pages, I will get into the book much more easily. And now I feel like the story has started off, like there's definitely a lot of introduction and just like, yeah, I guess sort of about the life of, he's named Fitz, like the bastard child of a prince, and like there's a lot of detail about his earlier life so far, like we're still in that phase. But I loved it. I love it when book series take a little bit of more of detail, world building and everything, especially again with series, because then I feel like the payoff is so much better when you take the time to actually build up the characters and the series and everything that is happening and the world. And yeah, definitely enjoying it so far, even though of course still 60 pages is not enough to give a full review or anything. And I am digging a bit of fantasy again, but I'm also thinking that maybe I will pick up another book, a bit of an easier one, because sometimes you're just like, as I mentioned before, my mind is very weird this week. You're in the mood for something a bit lighter, and this one is very, very good. And I will still be reading this. There's also like, I don't want to fall into the trap of picking up books and then reading a bit and then don't finishing them, because that has been happening a lot to me last year. But still, sometimes you're in the mood for something else. So I was thinking about starting The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, which is of course the book that the very popular Netflix series Bridgerton is based on, the first book in that series. Because I know that my friend Brit from Basically Brit has started reading those books and she's really enjoying them. Also, I loved Bridgerton on Netflix so much, so yeah, I like the first book is not going to be much of a surprise because I've watched the first season of the series. But I do really want to read the rest of the series because I cannot wait to see what's going to happen next. Like, I don't have the patience to wait for like new seasons because it's going to take ages for new seasons to arrive. But there are already like a lot of books. I believe the entire series is already published, so that is nice. And of course it's a lot lighter because that one is about romance, the Regency era, and about the Bridgerton family and the daughters who need to find husbands and like balls and everything. Historical romance, I love it. Love it so much. Like also sometimes it's probably a bit cheesy and a bit cliche, but also so romantic and sweet and beautiful and everything. So yeah, I might be starting that book as well. I will probably just read it on my e-reader because I feel like it's more of like a book series that I just want to have on my e-reader, and then I can always read it whenever like I have to go somewhere by train, which isn't often, but you know, sometimes it happens. So maybe I will start reading that as well. I don't know. I don't know, maybe I just have to see what I'm in the mood for. I am now going to get into my pajamas, take my makeup off, and have hopefully a bit of a relaxing evening as much as possible. Watch some Netflix, maybe do some reading. That's my plan for tonight. It sounds good to me. Yeah, so let's just do that. Okay, that is the part where I left this reading vlog for an entire week. Because now it has been a week and a day actually since my last update. So it's not really a weekly reading vlog anymore, it's more like a 2 weekly reading vlog. Not even that, because I didn't film anything of this week apart from this bit. So I have so much to catch up on, so many things to tell you. Let's start with the obvious, because I was talking about my wisdom teeth removal and that went really well. So I had that, well, it's now a week ago on Monday, and yeah, it actually went really well. They came out very easily and it healed very quickly. I'm not feeling anything of it anymore, which is a very stark contrast compared to like my previous experience. So, you know, that is very nice, because mentally I was like prepared for it to be horrible again, but it actually isn't. Like, it's already almost healed somehow. Not what I expected at all, but that is really nice. But then for something way more excited than wisdom teeth removals, I have very exciting happy news, and that is that I finally, after many years and many struggles, I have graduated from my bachelor's degree in history. There has not been a single moment of the existence of this channel that I was not working on my bachelor's degree, and I cannot believe it is finally done. I finally finished my thesis before Christmas, like I was very busy with that, and then this week I heard that it was possible. Like, it was not the best grade ever, but it was a good grade. It was enough for me to finally get my final study points. And now I have my bachelor's degree in history, and I still cannot believe it because it has been such a roller coaster ride with that one. And you're probably wondering, like, I am working on a master's degree, but it's sort of weird because of the whole COVID experience, and like, it was possible to already start my master's degree without having finished my bachelor's degree, which is weird and probably would not have been possible if it were not for the epidemic, or like pandemic, but yeah, it was possible right now. But I finally finished my bachelor's degree. Oh, it is amazing. I'm so happy. Like, wow, I still cannot believe it. I actually already heard this a couple of days ago, but then I was in the middle of so many busy master's degree things, so I didn't really have like the moment yet to really fully realize it. It is amazing. Like, it has been a ride. There were many reasons for why it took so long, which I'm not going to go in detail now. It was just like, it didn't go that smoothly, but I cannot believe that I finally managed to finish it. I also cannot believe that I now officially have like a diploma that says that I'm qualified in history, which is also like so weird to me. And I love history so much, but I'm so ready for it to be more of like something that I love without having school attached to it. Because I can tell you, like, well, I don't know, if I could choose again, I would probably choose history again, but it is something that I loved very much as a hobby, and then it became something that you were like obliged to do. Also, not every piece of history is as fun as the other one, and like, it's maybe not as fun as I would have imagined it, at least some parts of it, but I definitely learned so much from it and just the whole experience, and I'm happy that I can now enjoy history in a more, yeah, relaxed way again. I don't have any ambitions to become a history teacher or a history professor or such. That does not make my degree useless, which is something that lots of people always say about history degrees, because you do learn a lot from it, like definitely with doing research, writing, reading, so much. Like that's basically the entire thing. And also in my case, like I love stories, and that is what history is to me. It's like one big story. I love all of it. Not like the bad things that happened. I always have that when I talk about history. But I love to learn about it and to read those stories and see what happened and analyze it. And that's also why I love books basically. So yeah, it's sort of tied in together, just my gigantic love for stories and everything. But now I'm so happy with my master that I can turn that love into something a bit more modern, a bit more, you know, media and creative industries, because that's what my master is. But yeah, wow, I still cannot believe I finally finished it. Like, I never thought this day would come at some point. Like, wow. I feel like a lot of people thought that. But it is here. I still need to like officially get my diploma. There are like a couple of administrative things that need to be like done, but the points are there. I've graduated. Wow, still. So I feel like the first part of this vlog might have been a bit depressing because I was just in not a very good mood in the week before that. But now this second week that I didn't really film, I'm just talking about it right now, got so much better. So wow. I'm really happy to have some very good and positive news at the end of this video. I'm still going to talk about my reading, but you know what I mean. God, I really need to step up my reading vlog game. I will try, because I feel like apart from that I like doing it, I also think that reading vlogs are a good way to keep myself a bit more into a routine or somehow. Because if I think about doing these updates regularly, then it means I'm sort of in like a working mode somehow. I don't know, it's hard to explain. So if I can manage that goal of doing reading vlogs regularly again, then maybe I can be more productive in other ways as well. I don't know, I feel like I'm just rambling. I'm just in a very good mood right now. But before I start rambling too much, I will talk about what I've read, because in the meantime I have finished A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, the second book. This one is 4 stars for me because, as I mentioned before, the first book is always my favorite. The second book is also really good. There are some very good moments in here, but it's just not on the exact same level as the first book. But I still really love the stories and all the characters. So yeah, very happy that I finished that. And then I started, of course, the third book, A Reaper at the Gates. I'm now halfway through that, and with this one, honestly, there was so much I've forgotten. Really a lot. So very good that I'm rereading this. So I'm halfway through that. I love this cover, by the way. It's so pretty. I hear a siren in the background. That happens a lot here in the city. Anyway, reading this one now. Shh, no. Anyway, I hope to be finishing this one somewhere this week. I think I will, because as always I am listening to a lot of audiobooks right now, or like not a lot of separate audiobooks, just a lot of audiobook listening time in total. Don't have much to say about this one specifically apart from that. And then I am still reading Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, and I'm now at page 141, so I have made some progress with it. But with this one I'm sort of like just taking my time with reading this and experiencing the story, and I'm not really in a rush right now to finish it. I'm also not in a reading slump, because that's definitely not the case. I'm just reading a bit more slowly right now, which I think is also fine, because I've always been a very fast reader, but at the moment I'm just not a fast reader, which is totally fine. Like, your reading habits can change. So I'm just taking my time with this one, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very well written, it's very interesting, and yes, this is a book that is setting up a lot, because I'm now like this far in, and I cannot really say that many exciting things have happened plot wise, but the character work is really well done. So I'm so excited for the rest of this book and the rest of the series, which I have ordered, so that should be arriving somewhere this week. So yeah, I will just be continuing with this. And I did download The Duke and I by Julia Quinn, and I read like the first chapter, and I could immediately tell that that was going to be a book that I can just binge read instantly, because it's like very addictive, that writing style, even just from like the first chapter. But I'm going to save that for after I finished Assassin's Apprentice, because I feel like, even though, yeah, it's hard to explain, my reading moods change so much. But I feel like if I'm starting to read multiple physical books again, or like even it's not a physical book, it's an ebook. You know what I mean? Books that I have to read with like my eyes and not my ears. I'm afraid that I get more like, I don't know, confused in my head again, because I feel like that happens when I do that, and then I don't finish any of the books, which has happened a lot in 2020. Like, I have a lot of books that I've started but I haven't finished yet, and I'm scared to pick them up again because they feel so unfinished to me. So yeah, that's, I don't know, weird. I'm always changing things with reading, changing it around what I'm actually doing. So hope you like this rambling again. But that was it for my reading, and that was pretty much it for this week. I think that pretty much covers it. Bit of a, well, not this week, 2 weeks, but a bit of a weird period. Like, we went from a not very good week to a very, very good week. It's weird. And you know, that definitely shows that it happens, that it's very okay to have a bit more of a bad week. Because the next week, or maybe like the next month or whatever, there usually are periods that are better again, at least in my case. Of course, I cannot speak for everybody, but like, it's good to know, at least for me, that bad weeks, it's fine if they happen. They can totally happen. It's okay, just let the emotions get to you, and then before you know it, something really good happens and then you're happy like I am now. So yeah, I think it's now time for me to actually edit this vlog because I haven't uploaded anything in ages. Need to film some more videos as well. Like, oh, I'm definitely trying to get my life back on track, sort of. But I'm very excited for it now. So yeah, I think I'm just going to end it here. I'm sure that this has been enough vlog footage or whatever. Vlog. Yeah, it's time for me to stop talking. So yeah, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, that it's not too weird or too rambly. I'm just so happy and excited right now. If you did, maybe go subscribe, give it a thumbs up or whatever. And yeah, then hopefully I'll see you again very soon in one of my next videos. And if you want to leave a comment but you don't know what to say, maybe leave a comment with an emoji, and let's just do the open book emoji because yeah, because of me graduating, I feel like a book is appropriate for that. So yeah, leave that down below in the comments if you want to say something but you don't know what, which I've been doing every once in a while right now. I hope you sort of like that, and hopefully I will see you again very soon in one of my next videos. Bye!